Good evening, good evening, good evening. On this sweltering summer night, we bring more heat from the
Sweltering.
courtroom.
And more night. Yeah.
Welcome to another Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials Tribulations stream. We're still on the second case. Because, surprise, it's a two-parter. We successfully defended our client from their larceny charge. Unfortunately, we landed them a murder charge. And now we're trying to undo our own blatant mistake. Here
Unfortunately, we have still yet to find out whether we will be paid for this.
And after that, it's not actually a
As in
two-parter, it's a three-parter, as in after we've resolved this, he'll be accused of stealing again.
we go.
Oh god, that's a never-ending case.
Mm-hmm.
October 14, 9:41 a.m.
It's a larcenous circle.
Defendant lobby number 4.
Hey, Nick!
What is it this time?
You won't believe how many people are here for the trial.
Well, it is a murder case.
Right. What are you talking about? They're here for the trial next door.
Next door.
Mm-hmm. Good chocolate. Alright, why don't you know this, Nick? They're having Detective Adme's trial today.
Detective Adme! Why are we not there spectating?
They say they're going to try him as Master the Mask.
Already? That was fast.
Oh yeah, I'd love to see Master the Mask's trial.
Ciao, see you later.
I know.
Oh, it didn't work. By the way, where's Pearls?
Oh! She went back home. She said she can't neglect her training anymore.
Just buy her some dumbbells?
I know you don't like me.
Pearls has really gotten into her training lately, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ever since that incident last year.
Please don't ignore me.
Oh, Mr. Light! You are here. Good morning.
No one likes me. No one would notice me, even if I killed someone.
Hold on a moment.
Well,
Don't say
don't
that
be
here.
well, wait a sec.
Can you please not make my job any harder? You don't mean you're the murderer?
No. I'm just a poor thief. No, wait.
Yes,
That's
poor
not
as in
right.
quality.
A thief can't really be poor.
Now, let's see. According to Mr. Delight, from his second crime on, he was following a bunch of set plans. Plans that someone had been sending to him to help him commit the heists.
You really think there's a connection between the thief and the murder, Nick?
It's possible, but today's trial is a race against the clock.
Hmm? How come? Let's just take our time like always.
I'm afraid that's not an option.
Hmm?
October 14, 10 a.m. sharp. District Court, this courtroom number 6.
I had barely had time to have second breakfast there. Still having to speak while eating.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
You're ready. Preparation is the last refuge of the weak.
What the fuck?
Okay, settle down, everyone. Let's begin with your opening statement, Mr. Godot.
breakfast is involved drinking a coffee. Yes.
Ah, he's got the judge in the palm of his hand. Again.
He just said, yeah, preparing for court is weak. I just freeball it every time.
Yeah, no, he definitely didn't. No way. You can't do that setup that he did to us without preparation.
Ron the Light is simply too young to be sent to war. That's all.
Is that what we do with our murderers? We just sent them to the army?
No, that's Russia. I'm afraid I have no idea what that means, Mr. Godot. Huh. Then you need to get out more, Your Honor. Life is war. But that is exactly why you must be precise in your wording.
Stop trying to be fucking edgy!
That's all my statement means. You understand
Coffee
now,
plus one?
right? Yes. Well then, let me briefly summarize the details of this case.
Whoa, the judge is taking charge like he knows what's going on for a change.
The victim is Kane Bullard, CEO of KB Security. His body was found in a safe at approximately 9 AM on the morning of the 13th. However, the time of death was estimated at 1 AM of the previous day. And that's when our lost little kitten dropped the ball. This little lost kitten is, of course, the defendant. Very well, Mr. Godot. Please call your first witness. I never drink more than 17 cups of coffee during any given trial.
Okay, we'll see if that's true.
Hey,
yeah,
it's
that
just his
counts.
first one.
But
Yeah, does anyone
what-
still remember the number from last time?
I think it was exactly
we-
17.
Yeah, we came to 17, I think.
But
The
the
thing is,
first
one trial could last the entire day. One trial could also be a quick trial that only lasts an hour. And he'll still drink 17 cups of coffee.
Oh, that reminds me of our terrible, terrible highlight with we have to make the trial last longer.
But the first one is always the best. Mr. Godot, your witness. Okay then, let's hear what the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight, has to say for himself. The defendant? Well, Mr. Wright, does the defense have any objections? It may be a bit of a disadvantage having the defendant testify, but...
I remember when Mia was defending me. She allowed me to testify so she could do that cross-examination, and I made everything so much worse. She put a lot of trust in me back then. It was absolutely a failure.
She's like, no objections, absolutely not.
Wait, you would put your trust in Ron Delight, who will randomly call himself a murderer?
We have no objections,
should-
Your Honor. The defense will allow Mr. Delight to testify in our generosity.
Ha! You've got guts, trite. Alright then, Mr. Ronderlight, please take the stand.
This is not gonna go well.
No, no way it is.
Why did we accept this? We
You
could have
did
Because the
it.
plot demanded it. That's why.
You did it, didn't you? Yes.
Yeah, there
What?
we go.
What?
No, that's not true.
The fuck?
Hmm.
How could this derail so fast within 2 sentences?
For a moment there, I thought we'd set the record for the shortest trial ever.
This would have meant that he would have to quickly then drink in 60 more cups of coffee in a world record speed.
Well, Mr. Delight already looks plenty guilty with that face he's making.
And once he opens his big mouth, he'll probably put the last nail in his own coffin.
Very well. Now then, can you tell me something? If you didn't kill Bullard, why did you go to KB Security? Well, that's kind of hard to say. Boy, I wish I could go home. Now then, let's hear some testimony about what happened. Godot just asked him, you did it, right? And he's like, yes. So, well,
Ja, alright, case closed. Couldn't have gone any worse for us.
That evening, around 1 AM, I went to see Mr. Bullard in his office at KB Security. The blackmail letter I got, it ordered me to go there. I'd been working for KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was.
Well, technically, most of those things also have door labels.
1 AM, the exact time the murder took place. Number 2. The week gets washed away by the tides of fate. Strong drink it up. Huh. It's bitter today too. Just like my destiny.
You never know that from the way he's chugging it down.
Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you please. Alright.
What do we have?
So... went to see Mr.
Time.
Bullard.
Okay.
Mr.
The second
Bullard?
one is
How does he know that he went to see Mr. Bullard? He just got a blackmail. It didn't say that it was by Mr. Bullard. Explain. Oh, okay.
1 AM, huh? You're sure? That's why I thought like this one mostly hints at time.
Yeah.
1 AM, huh? You're absolutely sure about that?
Yes, that's what my watch said when I was entering the CEO's office. No. Actually, I'm not really sure. My watch was slow, and my internal clock was slow. 1 AM, that's the exact time the victim, Mr. Bullard, was murdered, correct? It's too late for a coffee date. That's for sure.
that's an interesting to press.
It ordered you there, you say?
It was the first time I'd gotten a blackmail letter that ordered me to go somewhere. But does it mean you've gotten other blackmail letters then? Oh, of course.
Oh, you wanna see my collection?
They'd say things like, steal this and take that.
Why don't you save these for later, Mr. Delight? Please don't save anymore. Please don't save anymore. Now, what should I do?
Do we press
harder
this?
or leave it? So, what did the blackmail letter in question say?
It said to bring $50,000. Money, eh? The perfect motive for committing murder. Oh, but wait! Wait! I never intended to pay that money anyway. Oh? Is that right?
That's
So you
why
just
I
went there
murdered
to
him.
kill him, huh?
After all, he had nothing to hold over my head. I had nothing to be afraid of. An important point indeed. Witness,
But
let's
you
have
still
that
went.
added to your testimony. Yes, sir. Huh.
A muddy mud skipper in outer space has a better chance of surviving than I do.
What?
Don't question my analogies.
And how was it not going to cause you trouble?
Just, what were you being blackmailed about anyway?
The blackmail letter said, if you don't want your identity revealed, correct? I'm sure it was referring to the whole Musk Star the Musk thing. But I wasn't worried, Mr. Bullard didn't have anything on me. He didn't? Anyway, I don't care what anyone says about me, just as long as Desi believes in me.
So that's why Miss Delight didn't believe he was Musk the Musk.
That's why I know they were just hollow threats.
I suppose that, because why is he gone? You
Yeah.
know,
You used to be a security guard for KB Security, correct?
Yes, that's right. A security chief? You? And yet, a year ago you were fired without notice. Revenge for an old grudge? A perfect motive for murder, wouldn't you say?
This is not good. Maybe I should change the subject?
life after being fired?
That can also go wrong with him telling, oh yeah, after that, to start robbing places to make money for Desi.
Yeah, I'm curious about the second, why he was fired. I don't remember.
He never told us.
Yeah.
Mr. Delight, please tell us why you were fired from your job.
Well, the world is filled with those who've said, I wish I had never asked that.
Okay, then I take it back.
Defendant, please answer the question. I needed money. You needed money? Well, you see, Desi loves to spend it. It's kind of her hobby.
Not exactly the best hobby in the world, huh, Nick?
My salary wasn't nearly enough. So I stole data from the company.
Come again?
Cable Security has a lot of security info on all sorts of companies. And since I was a security team chief, you stole some data and sold it. Mr. Bullard found out and I was fired immediately.
As you should. I wish I had never asked that.
I was somehow able to keep it secret. I made it seem like I had quit on my own.
Well, I imagine that the CEO would also like to prevent the whole data was stolen from here's, mess. So,
Yes, this is why we now have laws that means you need to announce it to your customers.
yeah, so it just never happened.
What is it, Nick? You don't look so good.
Someone who brings harm to their company is fired as punishment.
Which makes sense.
You do well to remember that.
He sure told you.
So you admit that you stole data from your company, is that correct? Yes, I'm sorry. This is a very important fact. Please add it to your testimony.
Oh man. This whole thing just took a big turn for the worse, crashed and blew up. It's gonna take the jaws of life to rip this case from the clutches of disaster. Also, what is this? Another terrible analogy? Did someone put something in my coffee?
You're not drinking any, Nick.
Are you drinking Godot's coffee now?
It's too strong. It could kill a dragon.
Yeah.
It's so strong. I'm already hallucinating after 2 sips.
Exactly. Okay.
That's why he only has
Press this.
17 cups a case. It's just ultra black.
It's ultra black coffee.
Exactly. I drink my coffee Vanta Black. Why would you do something like that?
Well, for Desi's hobby, what else?
Jesus. Have you considered that this woman might not be good for you? Wasting money, huh?
It's not a waste!
So, Miss Delight does know that her husband was fired, does she?
So it would seem.
I'm not sure what to think about couples who keep secrets like that from each other.
I can't believe that this case has got even Maya to think seriously about couples.
Alright, I think I know what to do. Please try to stay focused, Mr. Wright.
There wasn't much to his testimony, was there?
Sounds like he's avoiding something. At least, that's what it sounds like to me.
Oh. I got a bad feeling about this. We'd better be careful.
This has the smell of another Godot trap. I don't like it. But if we don't find a way to make him spill the coffee beans, we'll never get closer to the truth.
Yeah.
Alright, I think he said the blackmail threat didn't scare me, I wasn't going to cause me trouble or anything. But here he says that Desi doesn't know about him being fired for selling company secrets. So what if over here we say the blackmail it wasn't going to cause me trouble?
So what if they are threatening to reveal that he's the data thief? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
No, but,
to his wife.
Yeah, it doesn't scare him, but if his wife found out, it would scare him.
Yeah,
So yeah,
go ahead and
presenting
present
Desi
her.
that makes sense.
Mr. Delight, what you just say... Yeah. What you said just now doesn't match what you told me yesterday.
Let's watch the tape. Huh? What doesn't?
I think you must have been scared. Very scared. Of having a certain person find out your secret.
A certain person.
Mm-hmm. Miss Desiree Delight, the defendant's wife.
But I... Listen to me, my Desi, she's...
In the audience, by the way.
Looks like if I just sit back and relax, the fun will end before it truly begins.
Got up!
Yes, we know. It was all your wife's fault. What do you mean? Mr. Delight stole company data to pay for his wife's spending habit, for which he was fired. Unable to face his own wife, someone used his dirty little secret to blackmail him. And that is how this murder came about. Oh.
No! Everything is falling neatly into place for him.
Don't talk about my Desi like that, or you'll be sorry.
Should he really be making threats in court?
Well, it seems that we've learned a great deal of things here so far.
What do you think, Nick?
I think that we're gonna tape his mouth shut. I didn't think it was possible to get so thoroughly whipped in just 20 minutes.
Quick, get the extra sticky donuts.
He's apparently blocked those memories of Von Karma whipping him out.
Clearly there was sufficient motive for murder. He stole data for his wife and he killed to protect his secret. A family man who cared just a little too much. The motive is clear. Let's move on. What happened at the crime scene at 1 in the morning, Mr. Delight? Come now, tell us. We're all ears. At the CEO's office. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. Suddenly, I was hit on the forehead. After that, I remember being a bit dazed. if I hadn't been wearing that, I would have been killed. When I came to, Mr. Bullard was lying there, dead.
I took his
see.
corpse and shoved it in.
That's the part he hasn't said yet. I see. Suddenly hit on the forehead, huh? I believe the detective from yesterday provided similar testimony. He said that Mask Star the Mask struck him on the head from behind.
Of course. Since Admi turned out to be the culprit himself, that was all a lie.
Huh. No one's going to believe a pathetic lie like that.
It's
What
really
are you
important we tape
saying?
Ron's mouth shut now before he says what he does afterwards.
I really was attacked. We'll find out if what you say is true or not during the cross-examination. Got that, Mr. Wright? Don't go easy just because he's your client. Number 3. If I see any sign that you are, I'll treat you to another cup of my special blend.
You don't need to worry about that, Mr. Godot. I have faith in Ron, even if he doesn't believe it. Deserve it. Sorry.
Alright. A suspicious shadow. Well, he says if I hadn't been wearing that, I would have been
You've
killed.
been wearing what?
Well, tell me what
yeah,
you
let's
have been
push
wearing.
that first.
That? Could you please clarify what you are referring to?
Why? My Mask Star the Mask costume, of course.
And that's bulletproof?
Wait just a moment. Mask Star the Mask? Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before?
Maya, the tape! The tape!
Just to be on the safe side, I dressed as Mask Star the Mask. And then I descended upon the office of the CEO of KB Security.
Did you descend dancingly?
Did you know about this? He never told me this.
I don't recall him ever mentioning it to me either.
Phoenix is just sitting there, hand on his forehead like, why?
Okay, dude, just go to prison. If you're this dumb, you deserve it. Bye.
Why did he never tell me? Even I didn't know that. Godot is also sitting there, hand on forehead, like, why? Why didn't he tell Wright? It seems our little friend really loves to keep secrets. I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. Wait, that's not right. You know how sometimes things just slip your mind? Ugh. My 6th cup of coffee is staring up at me coldly.
Wait, 6?
Uh,
I'm counting 4.
He switched while he was not in view. Got
Yeah,
some new ones.
exactly. It happened off screen. He got tired of us not reading fast enough, so he got himself
just
another
like
copy.
chugging more coffee.
But if he didn't
Yeah, exactly. He was
drink
like,
so
ah,
much
what the heck
coffee-
are the voice actors taking so long for?
If he didn't drink so much coffee, he would have more patience.
At any rate, we can't ignore this new piece of information. A witness, please correct your testimony. I'd have been killed if I hadn't been wearing my Mask Star the Mask costume. Explain!
Why were you dressed up as Mask the Mask? And why did you descend dancingly upon the CEO's office?
Why? Because I am Mask Star the Mask, of course. What are you talking about? Mask Star the Mask's trial is being held next door. Yes, I guess so. Anyway, at that time, I thought I was being blackmailed over the Mask Star the Mask issue. So I thought I should go as him, just to be safe.
Oh boy.
Let me tell you, it's a real pain to move around with that cape. That's why it took a lot longer than I expected.
Did you get caught in the elevator? Took a lot
Press
longer.
harder.
What is he
Pre-
talking
pre-
about?
Pressing
Squeeze him like a
harder is-
lemon.
Oh gosh, yes. Let's get more incriminating evidence.
What do you mean by took a lot longer?
Oh, opening the safe, of course.
Oh no!
What did I just tell you?
No!
What
No!
did I just tell you?
My cape got caught on the safe door, you see. This all happened when I was hiding Mr. Bullet's body.
Excuse me, what?
Whoa, what was that? Please, back up a second. Yes? You were the one that hid the body in the safe? Well, yeah. Inconceivable!
Don't.
Why? Just
No, if you-
why?
yeah.
What reason could you have? What were you thinking?
Oh my god.
Question. When does someone toss their dirty shorts in the washing machine?
Oh, that's easy when their relatives are about to arrive.
Oh
What?
boy.
The answer is simple. When they take them off.
Oh, that's what I was
no.
thinking.
Oh,
That was actually what I was thinking.
you keep your stuff on until it's dirty and you have to wash it?
Yeah. No, when do you put the dirty clothes in the machine? When you take them off. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
As usual, I have no idea what you're saying.
Trying to sound profound while not sounding profound.
It's the over caffeination. Do you mean that Mr. Delight hid the body because he's the murderer?
Huh. So you're not as stupid as you look.
This metaphor this time was really obscure.
Mr. Wright, you don't mean that you knew about this whole safe business, do you?
Well, yes.
Why am I the only one not in the loop here?
I also haven't told Maya.
Witness, make sure you add this to the testimony.
I was there,
Yeah.
though. Ron told me directly.
Yes, sir.
Looks like a storm front is moving in over the fair weather, Judge.
The judge is like, what are you talking about?
You're one step away
Yeah,
from this.
It was so funny. Like when he mentioned the stuffing him into the safe, the judge just he was going to flip his gavel all the way
Yeah.
up to the roof.
He's like, what the?
It's like, Ron, you're one step away from admitting that you've committed tax fraud. You can't get much worse than this.
Can't do it any worse. Alright. I panicked and hid the body in the safe. It took about 10 minutes. Okay.
Why did you hide the body in the safe anyway?
Well, because it wouldn't fit in a drawer.
Yeah, okay, thanks, Ron.
That's not exactly what I meant.
When I saw that
What a top
corpse,
of the shelf
I
joke.
kind of lost it. I thought, if they find his corpse, they'll think I did it. Huh. I think you had a simpler reason than that. It's because you killed him. That's why you spent 10 minutes hiding the body.
In the same room.
That certainly makes more sense.
Hold on. 10 minutes.
What is it, Nick?
I just had a thought. Under those circumstances, would you normally try to hide the body? And spend 10 whole minutes to do it?
Under those circumstances? What circumstances? Oh! Hey, Nick. If you think his behavior was so strange, why don't you present some evidence that would show just what those circumstances were?
That's it. That's it. I'll take a look at the Pearl's pile, the court record, and present some evidence.
Alright. That's pink paint.
No.
Pink paint
No.
is evidence. Pink paint is what we need. Yep.
From the Mask second house on, he was stealing as directed by Beckman letters. The buzzer office. The buzzer went off once at 1:02 a.m. on October 12th in the CEO's office.
Oh yeah, that's what we need.
CEO office buzzer. Connected to the basement security guard office. There are no fingerprints on it. You think the buzzer records?
Yeah, I think the buzzer's time of like, oh yeah, the alarm was going off. Why would you stay there?
Stay around. Makes sense.
We heard this from Mr. Delight yesterday, didn't we?
There's not much in this testimony either.
Hmm. I bet you he's still hiding something.
I wouldn't be surprised. We'll just have to draw it out of him.
I just hope he doesn't make things any more complicated.
Yeah, just abandon that hope
It's
immediately.
gone. Yeah.
Okay, so...
Abandon all hope.
Let's try. I think it's makes sense.
Your Honor, could you please take a look at this record?
And what might this be?
The lunch menu for the restaurant next street over.
If you
Oh,
declare him
what are we
innocent...
going to order?
I already ordered. I'm always eating.
Steven, were you also going to say something?
I was going to say, fun. If you declare my client innocent, I will treat you to anything on the kids menu.
Oh. So generous.
The record for the emergency buzzer that connects the CEO's office to security. If the button in the office is pressed, a security team is supposed to come running with coffee.
Proposed.
And according to this record, the buzzer was pushed once at 1:02 a.m.
What?
If Mr. Ron Delight truly was the murderer, he would have run as soon as that buzzer sounded. After all, a security guard would have been heading this way.
Tota.
But let's remember who we are dealing with here. He probably had no idea there were security personnel in the building.
He was a security chief. Up until 1 year ago, my client was working as a chief security. There is no way he wouldn't have known about them.
But, as it turns out, the guard never came.
But he could
That
have
was
known
nothing
that.
more than a coincidence. The fact that the guard was a pathetic loser who had just gotten punched in the face by his ex's new boyfriend
Hey!
and wasn't anywhere in the vicinity was not something Mr. Delight could have known.
Hey, Nick! Huh. Again, remember who we're dealing with here. It's a sure bet that Mr. Delight didn't even notice the buzzer going off.
Ah! My associate here tried accidentally to hit the buzzer. And the buzzer is extremely loud. There is no way he could have ignored something like that. If He had been conscious, that is.
Conscious? What do you mean by that?
Guess that's 7, counting on.
I would assume so. Fine. Let's hear your theory.
Well, recall the defendant's testimony. The moment he entered the victim's office, someone attacked him. Mr. Delight said he felt dazed. I'm willing to wager that he was knocked unconscious for at least a few minutes.
Unconscious? So he fainted?
That's what Mr. Delight didn't know that the... That's why Mr. Delight didn't know that the buzzer had sounded. And that's why he thought he had time to hide the body.
So what are you trying to say?
Mr. Delight was knocked out and the buzzer went off soon afterwards. Now, unless my client was able to hit the buzzer while he was unconscious, it can only mean that there was another person in that room. That's right. Whoever it was, they knocked out Ron Delight and then pressed the buzzer.
Order in the court. Mr. Wright, this is preposterous. It was this kid, Ron Delight. He is the one who killed Kane Bullitt.
Then who pressed the buzzer?
It was the victim. The victim, of course. He pressed the buzzer when the defendant attacked him.
No, he died exactly 1. The buzzer went 1:02.
He didn't die right away. He must have held on long enough to push that button.
Go up, stop this nonsense. You're grasping at buzzers.
So Kane Bullitt sounded the buzzer himself. What is your opinion on this, Mr. Wright?
Do you think buzzer is a buzzword?
Yes. At least in this case.
need to prove that the real criminal was there at the scene. But how? Can I
The real
prove
other
that
type
it
of criminal.
wasn't Kane Bullitt who sounded the buzzer?
No fingerprints.
Yeah, there were no fingerprints.
And he was definitely not wearing gloves.
I think... Yeah, I think that's also what Gumshoe said. And Ron, we know, was wearing gloves.
Gloves. With his outfit.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I guess we can present the buzzer. I can prove it, alright.
But the defense's opinion is this, Your Honor. This piece of evidence proves that it wasn't the victim who sounded the buzzer.
Alright, present the buzzer.
Buzzer itself.
I believe this is the piece of incontrovertible evidence you were looking for.
The emergency buzzer? Is there some kind of clue on it?
Well,
No.
there's nothing on it.
The
Oh.
point is the absence of a clue. Absolutely not, yeah.
Hey, come on now. At least give some thought
8.
to what you say before opening your mouth.
Of course we incriminated our own client again. The fact that there are absolutely no clues is itself the clue. As I said before.
Now, I'm the one who's clueless.
Well, what's new? This button has no fingerprints on it. If Mr. Bullitt had really pressed it himself, naturally he would have left his fingerprints behind.
Ron Delight obviously wiped him off.
So now you also have unconscious people on cleaning duty, huh? Why would he? A guard could have come in at any moment.
He touched that button, I know he did.
The defendant, Mr. Delight, was dressed as Mask the Mask. And Mask the Mask always wears gloves. What reason could he possibly have had to wipe the button free of fingerprints?
Order, order, order. Huh. It would seem I've been forced to eat crow.
I wonder what blend number crow flavored coffee is.
However, if the real killer was there at the scene, why would that person press the emergency buzzer?
It's to implicate Mr. Delight, of course.
Shouldn't they have run away without putting themselves in extra danger?
They had a convenient scapegoat there. Judge, are you really that blind?
What's with this awkward silence all of a sudden? Huh. It looks like you're fresh out of parlor tricks.
They're onto you, Nick.
Just give me a minute to collect my thoughts, okay? We'll just all do some breathing exercises or something while I think. So, the real culprit killed Mr. Bullet around 1 AM.
And Mr. Eli just happened to waltz in when the murder was taking place, right?
The killer clobbered Mr. Delight and then sounded the buzzer.
Oh, that's an annoying buzzer.
Imagine if you have that installed in your office, you'd have to be crazy to push it voluntarily.
Woo!
That's kind of the entire point of an emergency button, yes, that it's crazy loud and annoying. So you
guess.
cannot ignore it.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been at the fire alarm trainings of your workplaces, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even though
Yeah.
security was supposed to respond right away if the buzzer was pressed.
Security was supposed to respond.
Look at Maya actually contributing. Time's up, Mr. Wright. Let's hear what you have to say.
Very well then.
Oh, you've got some guts. I like that in an opponent. Why did the real killer sound the emergency buzzer?
All the security guards.
To find out what it did.
To call the security guard. Yeah.
The killer knew that if they pressed that button, a guard would presumably come running. And that was exactly what they wanted.
Do you mean to say the killer called the guard on purpose?
Yes. Although, as it turned out, he never showed up.
As he was getting his clock cleaned at the time.
That sounds like a euphemism.
But what a touching story. You're saying the killer had a change of heart and called the guard to turn himself in?
Do I really need to spell this out for you, Mr. Godot? I am not saying that. When the buzzers sounded, there were 3 people in that office. The victim, Kane Bullitt, who was already dead. The defendant, Ron Delight, who was out cold. And the 3rd person. The real killer.
Hypothetically, yes.
Now then. In this situation, if the real killer made an escape, what would happen? The only ones left in the room would be the victim and Ron Delight.
And if any security guards came running in at that time, they would think that I
was the murderer.
Yes, that was precisely the real kill's objective. To frame Ron Delight for the murder.
Let it sink in and.
Order, order, order. Huh. It would seem I've been made to eat my words once again.
Actually, you've been made to do a spit take with a cup of coffee.
Mr. Wright? Who was it? Who was it that tried to frame me? Wait a second. I'm the one and only Mask the Mask, so...
Nick, you mean the real killer is...
It's Mrs. Oldbag.
Mrs. Oldbag. Whippersnapper!
The judge
We're
would never
going-
arrest her.
It's a new first here for us. We're going to drag someone out of another court case for our court case.
Exactly. We're going to drag that person in here right now. And screw that other trial.
Maya, stop eating donuts. But who could it be? Who are they gonna tell?
But
You hear
who
from the
is
audience.
Come on, you can't be that slow. I don't have any solid proof yet, but think about it. Try to rub your 3 brain cells together. The killer knew Mr. Delight's identity, and he also knew that he had been called to KB security that night. So the killer used him to execute a well-crafted plan to murder Kane Bullard.
Now then, let's hear your accusations, Mr. Wright. Who was it that framed Mr. Ron Delight for the murder of Kane Bullard? It was Pearl Faye.
Oh, I have a great idea.
Oh.
We just say it was Maya, and then she's now in trial again.
Yeah, that can also work.
I kind of wonder how, like, if there's a special reaction if you choose Maya and she's like, what
But I
the fuck,
just-
Nick?
Should I just
We have
pick it?
plenty of health. If
We
you
have,
wanna
like-
try it.
Yeah, we have try. Spray Maya.
Hang on, Nick. I said this is the person who tried to frame Mr. Delight for the murder?
Yes, absolutely. Who else could it be?
Did I even know that Mr. Delight was Maskar the Mask?
Absolutely. Wanderer.
Mr. Wright, need I warn you about what will happen if you present irrelevant evidence?
See, that's gonna be your new nickname, Maya. You're now irrelevant evidence.
Evidence. Oh,
Maya,
what a
irrelevant
nickname.
evidence, Faye. That's my boxing name.
It looks like I'd better think this through again. Funny as it was.
Alright, serious answer time.
Look at me.
Look at me. We are Mr. Right. No, his name.
Detective, look at me. He's the only one who could have done it.
Ace detective. Look at me. You mean Maskstar the Mask did it?
Mm-mm. Your Honor, the person being tried in the court next to us is not Musk the Musk at all. He is in actuality the true murderer of Kane Bullard.
Order. Mr. Wright, explain yourself.
Theft and murder. Which is the more serious crime?
They're not even close. Murder is the more serious crime, of course. It's a capital crime subject to capital punishment.
Was confirmed. Capital punishment.
So how is the aunt still alive?
She isn't, just in the localization. It's kind of like a Shadow Realm thing, where in the
Oh.
Japanese version they just died.
Okay, I thought it's probably just what we tell Pearls, and in reality she's not alive anymore.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Please remember the trial from yesterday, if you would. Where a deranged madman stood there laughing, confessing, and there was a huge commotion in the courtroom.
Of course, the famous detective was unmasked as, well, Mask Star the Mask.
Why are we treating him as if he really was famous? Instead of being convicted of murder, he was found guilty of grand larceny. That was his true objective all along.
To be found guilty?
Mask the Mask had the perfect alibi for when the murder took place. He was stealing the urn at Lordly Taylor.
And such
In
a
other
worthless
words-
object. It just had to be done.
Being found guilty as Mask the Mask.
I think you're right, Steph. So, he stole something.
Just grab something easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that he had like an alibi.
Mhm.
Was Look At Me's airtight, watertight, and unassailable alibi.
A guilty verdict? As an alibi?
I feel like the judge is gonna pop the blood vessel.
You know, it's almost time. For what? For
Oh,
Luke
coffee break.
Acme's verdict. Was a pretty simple trial, after all.
Exactly, for break, Mika. So the menu that I had earlier comes in more important again.
If we're going to stop this trial and stall that one, we need to do it now. Of course. That's assuming you have proof that the detective was the one who committed the murder.
Quick
Mr.
check
Luke
of pockets.
Acme's trial has indeed attracted the attention of the entire country. If we were to intrude and fail to prove adequate proof of his true crime, Mr. Delight would be left with no grounds for appeal.
Am I really sure about this?
Yes, you are.
Huh,
You're just not sure how.
a bet's only good when your life's the ante. Mr. Wright, I believe in you.
Mr. Delight.
So, please, I'm begging you.
Thanks, but my decision will determine the rest of your miserable life. Can I really risk your life like this?
You kind of have to. Else it's death row for him anyway.
Oh no, I'm hearing dead people. What was that?
Don't stray, Atreyu.
Oh god, the visions, they're coming back. I took all these therapy sessions.
The path of trust.
I mean, that is a
But
fair point. Phoenix
trust.
probably needs some therapy, given what he has to survive.
The voice, it's back. It sounds like, Mia. Genre, the defense requests an immediate recess. I need to take my medication.
Huh. So that's your answer, huh? Very well, I've decided as well. This court will now take a 20-minute recess. Mr. Wright, when we return, please summon Mr. Luke Atme to the stand.
Yes, Your Honor.
October 14, 11:58 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 5. So in less than 2 hours, he's had like 7 coffees.
Yes.
Boing,
Well,
boing,
according
boing,
to
boing,
my
boing,
count,
boing,
he's
boing.
now at 10 already.
That's you, Mika.
I forgot about that. Well, that detective at me.
I have to say, Mr. Pay, you performed splendidly.
Oh no, Sir Detective at me. You were the one who,
That is enough, eh? This court sees no reason to further prolong this trial.
Is that the other judge's son?
Yeah.
This court finds the defendant Luke Atme.
Wait! Don't hand down your verdict, please.
Well, Sir Lawyer, welcome to my courtroom.
No one's courting you here.
Who's this hoser, eh?
My name is Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. And I wish to file an accusation against this man, Luke Atme.
accusation? You accuse Master the Mask?
That man is not Mask the Mask. He's just a ruthless murderer.
What?
Swat? Swat is what? Swat?
To be continued.
12:30.
Do we immediately continue?
Yeah, there's
Yeah, we still
there's
got
another
plenty of
40
time, right?
minutes, yeah.
Heck yeah. October 14, 12:14 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 4.
But not teen.
My sis?
I could have sworn I had another one of those visions.
Are you the first man to awaken the force? I mean, channeling? So then, she's still alive. Inside your heart.
Nicky boy.
Oh no. Oh, Miss Delight!
Oh, is it true that detective is the real killer?
To be honest, we don't have any definite proof. I'm just doing this to buy time. But he's the only one who could have done it, is what I'm currently convinced of.
But wasn't he at Lordly Taylor that night?
That's what the tricky part is.
Not to mention, we don't exactly know his motive. I mean, why would Detective Acme want to kill King Bullard?
It's almost time. I better get back to the courtroom. I need to
As
find
King
some
Bullard
solid
found
proof.
out about what was going on.
My cakes are quite
Acme
solid.
sending the
And
instructions.
That's gonna happen sooner rather than later.
But Bullard may be the person buying the stuff off of Acme.
You know, when we're not pronouncing it properly, instead of Kane Bullard, I hear King Bullet.
Bullard. October 14, 12:21 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 6. Back to our regular non-Canadian judge. Now then, this court is back in session. Mr. Look at me, please take the stand.
That sounds like you have something against Canadians, FYI.
Yeah, nothing that helps.
I don't.
That was super unconvincing. Wanna try again, or should we just proceed?
I like Canadian judges.
Yeah.
You know, they are always aware of what the case is about.
Absolutely.
I don't really
Okay,
like
this is
any
the case,
judges. They are too judgy
Just
whenever you
mental.
hang out with them.
Please stop.
Well, well. How do you do, Sir Lawyer? I never would have thought to see you acting so recklessly.
I couldn't let them hand down your verdict just yet. Not when he would have given you the perfect alibi. An alibi by the name of Mosk the Mosk.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid even the great look at me has no idea what you mean. Of course, I have been in the next courtroom ever since 10 o'clock this morning. I'm afraid there's no way I could know what's been going on in here.
You've been in the defendant's seat all day long, correct? Being tried as Mosk the Mosk.
Indeed. It's really child's play to fool the ignorant masses. And only did the poor fools ask me to protect their valuables. They even gave me a generous reward upon returning their own property to them. Take this red diamond ring that sparkles upon my divine finger, for example.
So you continue to insist that you are, in fact, Mosk the Mosk?
Of course.
Very well then, look at me. Let us begin with this simple question. On October 12th at 1 AM, Kane Bullitt was murdered. Where were you at that time?
One without knowledge lacks even the knowledge that he should be ashamed of himself. But don't worry, I will not hold it against you, Sir Judge.
They will just hold you in contempt of the court, yeah.
Number 8. Alright, Mr. Acme. The night of the murder. Speak. We're all ears.
As you wish, Sir Prosecutor. I was stealing the urn as Mosk Star the Musk, just as I announced I would. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. A photograph contains no words, but in this case one turned out to be my witness. The time at which the camera captured Mosk Star the Musk was the same time as the murder.
It seems the main point of discussion will be this photo of the crime scene.
Everything else, until now, was all part of his plan. There has to be a secret to this picture as well, like him manipulating the clock on the PC that's in front of the guard thing.
Well, you see the paint on the floor already with the box imprint while he's holding the box.
Yeah, but then that happened because Thingy dropped the box into the paint.
Yeah, but
Otherwise, there are no paint on that box.
exactly.
Yes.
Even the great Musk star, the Musk, cannot be in two places at once.
Wait, I hope it's not Adrian also dressing up and her stealing their own box so he doesn't have a problem with the urn.
Now then, if you'll
Imagine.
excuse me, I have a verdict to receive.
If there's certainly a third
The-
Musk star, the Musk.
Everyone's
It-
mask to mask now. Everyone. In fact, you can get your own costume outside for just $70.
That would be a thing.
Oh yes. That's definitely a thing.
Unfortunately, Mr. Atme, we still have to do your cross-examination.
The fool is too foolish to know that he is a fool.
Do you maybe know a certain blue-haired lady?
I think he's trying to say that you're full of it, Nick.
The only thing that's full of it is his alibi.
The alibi. Alright. We wanted to ask about the time with the camera.
About the camera that took this photograph.
Oh, come now. It's all too clear what you're thinking.
Huh?
You think I altered the timestamp on the photograph,
Oof,
don't
he
you?
got us.
No. I think you altered the system time of the computer.
No, I'm afraid
It
that's
would
impossible.
alter timestamp.
The camera was set up by Lord Lee Taylor, and on top of that, it was Lord Lee Taylor's staff that printed that picture's data. Unfortunately for the defense, there was no way that picture could have been altered.
No, it doesn't need to be. I
By
just
the
told
guy,
you.
See,
yeah, in head of security.
It looks like I'd better find something else that could be suspicious.
So, this alibi is false?
It has to be. Or he couldn't have killed Mr. Bullet at KB Security.
But am I really spotting anything unusual? Except maybe the pink paint.
If you're not spotting anything unusual, then there's a very legit reason for that. It's because the photograph is monochrome.
Yeah.
So in
also
essence-
the game.
There are two possibilities. Either the mask in the photos are fake, or the photo itself is.
Well, his clothes didn't match. He's missing the brooch, as we established in the first part. How do we prove that it's relevant now?
oh, you had time to prepare?
Yeah. Then like, why didn't you get a new brooch?
I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at one point.
That's right. That was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken.
You sent the calling cards to Lord Lee Taylor 10 days before the heist. That would mean you sent out the card after you begun your security watch, right?
Indeed. There was no reason why I couldn't do both jobs at once. It was the perfect opportunity to steal my latest target.
I see, you
What
truly
did I
are
do
evil, aren't you?
Yes, evil is what I am. Hey Nick, isn't there something odd about this?
There's something odd about anyone who would take the urn. Huh?
Ooh,
Detective Atme was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? But if the arm was stolen from Lovely Taylor while he was the only one watching it, he'd have no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona.
You know, that's true. It's kind of odd.
I think he at first did not intend to make that his alibi, but intended to make, you know, being there his alibi. But then, because we kinda cast circumstances, he rolled with it and he was like, well, it's at least better than getting convicted for murder.
Yeah. We still don't know why he had to murder the CEO of KBCQs. That might also influence his reason for why he
Looked at him
quickly had to
shiftily.
made up.
Yeah, something caused that shift.
So by photograph, you mean this piece of evidence here. Is that correct?
Indeed it is. That is it. The very thing that proves I committed the crime.
The very thing that proves you committed the crime.
Surely even you understand by now.
And Lordly Taylor provided that camera. There's no way I could have tampered with it. That means I
PC
could
was
not
literally
have
fucking
killed
unguarded.
Kane Willard unless I had an accomplice.
Come on. Think long and hard about that night. The basement warehouse, the picture that supposedly captures it. It's got to be here, it's got to be here, it's got to be here. Is there something
Oh yeah,
funny
I
about
think
this
it's
picture?
pink fucking paint.
There's no pink on this picture.
But we know it's pink. Are you implying that this picture is a fake?
Not more or less than you are. But you bet I am. There's something strange about this picture. What's wrong with this picture? We took a look around the basement warehouse that night before the theft took place. And there's something in this photo that doesn't match the memory of that night.
Very well, then let's hear what you have to say. What about this photograph do you find funny?
Click on the pink paint! Click on the paint!
What I find funny is the lack of enormously long nose in this picture.
Yes, yes. I've been wondering about that from the start.
The funny paint.
It's right here.
Funny
Just continue.
Yeah.
This was not intentional. The funny paint is right here.
Why, this is a blood stain.
Nah.
Blood, now this case is getting interesting.
Not exactly. This stain is actually pink paint. Shockingly, pink paint.
Could have seen
Oh my
this
god.
Oh, just paint. And peach
Whenever
color
you
at that.
whenever you
pink.
say whenever you say pink, then there's like a gospel choir singing along to like pink paint.
Pink.
Yeah, pink paint.
Pink paint.
Amen.
From blood to peaches, the sure judge loves going tangents wild on his.
That sounds like a love
Ugh.
poem.
I'm
Blood to peaches.
You're rapidly regressing.
I'm unraveling. The problem with this photograph is not the paint, it is the paper. The problem is when you consider the layout of the basement warehouse. It turns out that something that should be there is nowhere to be seen.
Well, Mr. Wright,
The statue.
what is supposed to be in this picture instead of the paint stains?
And now you just point at Miss Andrews.
of MIC.
It was the statue. It was moved.
The supervisor of the treasure exhibition stated the following.
Your eyes getting blurry.
Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall. I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it.
I myself was there the night the theft took place, and we saw the statue in that spot. Oh, the picture does not have a date, only a time.
Oh.
If this picture was
Okay.
truly... After you, Micha.
No, my coin was even slower to fall than yours. Just thanks for pointing it out, Phoenix. Thanks for stating the obvious.
If this picture was truly taken on that night, then the statue should have been there.
But when I went there the day after the theft, that statue of the old bag was sitting in the corner. Perhaps it was somehow pushed there accidentally?
Your Honor, this statue is slightly larger than yourself, and perhaps also heavier than yourself. It would take more than an accidental push to move it that distance.
Huh. In that case, can you prove it? Can you give us the rhyme and reason as to why the statue was moved that night?
I'm not making poetry for you, Godo.
Can you do it, Nick?
Never mind who moved it. The real question is, why did they move it?
Well, Mr. Wright, I hope you are prepared with your answer. Now then, who was the one who moved the golden statue on the night of the crime? Luke?
Well, we think he wasn't there, right?
On the night of the crime?
We think in the night of the crime he was at the KV office. Of course, I don't know if he was there the entire night.
Yeah. I was just thinking in the
Could've been
morning.
done, an hour
in the
before or
morning.
so, right?
So, during this photograph, the statue wasn't there. And then at some, we know that during the night of the theft, it was there.
Theory that this. Let's go with the theory that this photo was taken before, so it's not the same day.
Yeah. So it's before the statue arrived on the day of the theft.
Mm-hmm.
Then Miss Andrews moved it on top of the paint, and then
And someone else moved
in
it
the
away
morning
again.
after the crime, it was moved away. And I think they're asking who moved it away.
Well, that would be whoever took the urn.
Or it was Luke afterwards, realizing that he had to make.
Oh,
The-
he had to make the photo match the scene. Mhm.
And he also
That's a
did
good
the sword and stuff. So I think it was a Luke.
Mm-hmm. That sounds good. The one who moved the statue is none other than Look at Me.
Come now, Sir Lawyer. There you go again on one of her strange delusions.
Mr. Wright, what basis do you have for your strange delusions?
It's very simple, also, they're not strange delusions. The witness was the only one in the basement warehouse that night.
Phoenix says while moments earlier he was having ghostly visions.
That is indeed very simple. However, why would I want to move a heavy golden statue?
Well, as my coworker has pointed out to me, it is very simple. You needed to recreate this photo of the crime scene. And here's how I'm going to prove it.
You took it 1 a.m. the night before.
Could be, could be. Well, Mr. Wright, what reason did the witness have to move that statue?
A reason can be found here in this photograph. Look at me. You pretended to be Mask the Mask to create an alibi by showing that you were at Lord Lee Taylor that night. But this photograph contains a single fatal flaw. Actually, two of them, but never mind. If the statue had been there, your lie would be exposed like cheap film at the drugstore. That is why you had to move the statue.
A single fatal flaw? Interesting theory. Please enlighten us. Just where in this picture does the lie exist?
The box.
The time, right?
The time.
After all
I
this
don't
effort,
think the time is a
go for the
lie.
time.
I don't
Well,
think the time is
there's-
a lie.
There's
It's
no
just
date.
another
No, it's
1
just
a.m.
this is why I said that's the second flaw. No date stamp.
Box has no paint on it. So it's a different box.
I'll try the box.
The lie.
What? It
Oh, we
cannot select the
generalized
box.
to mask. Start the mask.
Are you saying that this mask, the mask is a fake?
Yeah, that
Huh.
one.
You know, I really wish you would start acting more responsibly.
I don't take that from you.
The current question is, why was the golden statue moved? So what possible connection could there be with Mask the Mask's identity?
Ah,
Right,
buggers.
Then we select the time.
Your face has "Oh buggers" written all over it. That's a penalty for you.
No, it doesn't.
I'll ask you again, Mr. Trite.
Because
Just
the
where
other
in this
day there was
picture
no
does the light
statue
exist?
yet on that day because that statue was delivered earlier.
Yeah,
On
but
another
the paint
day.
is also an issue.
Yeah. Well, let's click on the time.
Naturally, the lie in this photo. I don't think that's it, but let's see. Naturally, the lie in this photo is the timestamp.
What do you mean?
I'll tell you exactly what I mean. On the night in question, Look At Me went to KB Security and murdered Kane Bullard. Therefore, it's obvious. It would have been impossible for him to have been at Lord Lee Taylor at this time. This is a trap. Or we swivel to the date, but otherwise it's a trap.
But what does that have to do with the statue being moved?
Remember, if you will, Your Honor. When was this statue placed beside the warehouse door?
Well, the statue was taken down to the warehouse on the day of the crime. And it was placed there in order to cover up the paint.
Exactly. Look At Me had already decided on the time when he was going to kill the victim. And so in order to create an alibi for that time, he took this picture days before the murder took place.
What?
Of course, the statue hadn't been brought down to the warehouse basement yet.
Ah,
So, On the day of the crime, Mr. Atney must have been quite nervous. As nervous as a long-tailed cat. What the heck is with the metaphors? As long as a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory, so to speak. What's with the writing in this case?
Someone really want to cram all them metaphors in there.
Yeah. I
Pick
think someone just bought a book on metaphors and like, oh, these would be great in the game.
And I will force them in there.
Exactly. Why? Because something that wasn't supposed to be there was suddenly there. It had been brought down and placed where it wasn't supposed to be. And that is why Look At Me had to move the statue on the night of the murder. He did it to make the room match with the way it had been in this photo.
Order, Mr. Atme, is this true?
One moment, Your Honor. Have you forgotten this?
What's that?
Presenting the data for the basement warehouse computer. According to this, the camera did indeed go off on the night of the crime.
It's true that the camera had been set up by the Lordly Taylor staff. However, the program used to manage that data was yours. That alone would have allowed you to tamper with the data.
Doesn't this completely validate everything? Why did we start with that?
Order, Mr. Godos, what is the meaning of this? Godos, I warned you about making me wait. Put the coffee down.
Put the coffee down now.
Now. My 11th cup. I promised to drink no more than 17 during a trial. Which means I'm still good till the last drop. However, the defense has a very good point. A good point. So what? We are all but travelers on a road of infinite points.
I think he's got his points mixed up with his other points.
So you say this photograph was taken ahead of time, and that the statue was moved in order to make it match. This is a very interesting idea. However, there's one point that can't be denied.
Which is?
Number 12. That it's only a possibility. Men that are trapped by the chains of maybe can never reach their dreams. That's very true.
No way! Don't fall for that, Your Honor!
Hey, Mr. Damask.
Yes?
If there's no funny business in your actions as Mask the Mask, there should be no problem with you telling us your strategy. So let's hear it. Yes, please provide this court with your testimony about your plan to steal the sacred urn. The sacred urn heist.
I first received a request from Lordly Taylor about 20 days ago. The urn was placed in a box and swearing it was then sent to the warehouse. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. I knew it was an extremely valuable treasure, so I sent my card 10 days beforehand. I then handled security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. At last, I held the urn in my hands for the first time at 1 a.m. on October 12th. That's pretty much all stuff we've heard before, isn't it?
Yeah, but we will find the truth hidden in the nuggets of new information he gave.
Chicken nuggets?
Witness. You're sure there are no mistakes this time? I was trying to find a chicken nugget joke, but...
Sorry.
Very well then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. The Secret Urn Heist.
Have you ever noticed that it's called the Wings of Truth and not the Nuggets of Truth?
Superior part of the chicken. So, he's talking about...
I mean, wait, what part of the chicken is the nugget even made of? We don't even know.
We do little bits that are left on the bones, removed from the bones.
Yeah,
Isn't it
placed
the?
but every part of the chicken.
Yeah, it's a chicken nugget, right?
Yeah, they grow like that. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You city folks can't just imagine that they grow like that.
Alright, I think I found out what the issue is. So he's here saying, oh, the urn was placed in a box. I was unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. It was an extremely valuable treasure, so I sent my cards 10 days beforehand. Blah 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 blah.
But Adrian got it evaluated, and it's kind of crap, not extremely valuable.
And over here it
Yeah.
says, he sent this calling card 10 days before, and he says, take good care of the speckled urn, won't you? But if you look at the treasure exhibit poster, it ain't speckled. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
still shit.
It was.
But not speckled, yeah.
So
the
how does he
timeline
know?
Doesn't match. Yeah.
So he says it was placed in a box and sent to the warehouse. But that's not true. Because you know that it was speckled.
You know, if we play like another trilogy at the end of the next trilogy, all that's left over from the urn will be like ground dust, and they just have to mold it again into the same shape because not even shards are left.
Okay, I'm just gonna press this for it.
Oh, Ship of Nisha style, the urn just slowly gets replaced.
You mean this pathetic box?
Yeah.
Yes, that pathetic box. Lady Andrews was especially taken with that urn. And she wouldn't let anyone enter the storeroom. Not even me.
Oh, interesting new tidbit.
Okay. Yeah, so he says that he couldn't access, but we know that's not true. Because we know that he saw that it was speckled.
Mr. Atme, if you're really Mask the Mask, then you also wrote this calling card, correct?
But of course.
Is there a problem with that calling card?
Allow me to read a passage from the calling card that Mask the Mask had written. Reading now from the book of Mask the Mask. Sentence 1. Take good care of the speckled urn. Not speckled here. Surely refers to this magical pink pattern on the sacred urn.
Yes, that's true, but so what?
Well, Your Honor, truth be told, there is no way that the Mask could have known about this pattern.
What do you mean?
This pink spotted pattern on the urn is actually nothing more than paint stains.
Paint stains?
And these stains did not appear until after the urn had been taken to Lord Lee Taylor.
I'm not finding this joke to be very funny, Mr. Trite.
The day the sacred urn was taken to the warehouse
Also, number
was
13.
was also the
number
day
12?
that the urn was broken due to human error, or should I say, an error-prone human. That's when the pink paint got on the urn.
You can't be serious.
I can be very serious, Mr. Godot. This calling card clearly mentions the paint pattern. Which means only one thing. Detective Atme had seen this urn long before the crime ever took place. In fact, he saw it when his fake photo was taken.
Poor.
Now, because this photo is a fake, so is his alibi. The alibi no longer holds any water. Dry as a desert, you might say.
Witness, do you have anything to say for yourself?
Alright, that's it. He's broken.
Nick, I think it's still a little early for a victory post.
What you saying, Maya? It's 5 minutes past midnight.
14?
Number 14. Ha! It's so sad. No one has any conviction these days. Conviction, you say? Yesterday we all decided unanimously that this man was Mask the Mask. And now we're calling him a murderer. You don't think we're being a tad fickle? That's a good point.
Hey, don't fall for that too, Your Honor.
You say that Look at Me was the one who killed Kane Bullard? Then let me ask you this. Why would he do that?
Yeah, we don't have a motive at this point.
An excellent point. Motive, Mr. Wright, motive. Might you, my merry murderous motive manifest? Nick, he's getting his second wind.
Don't worry, Maya. I'm about to use my limit break.
If he prepared an alibi and pinned his crime on Ron DeLight as you say, he must have had a very strong motive for the murder. The only one with any motive we've seen is Ron DeLight. Isn't that right, Detective?
Indeed. According to my own research, the boy's motive is clear.
What if the data that was stolen from Kane Bullard ended up in Atme's hands and revealed something that gave Atme a motive?
Could be.
Oh.
Without a motive, it's nearly impossible to prove guilt in a murder case. Now then, maybe you can enlighten us to what the defendant's motives were.
Be honored to sir, old-timer.
They're doing everything they can to make Ron look suspicious. Not that it's really hard. Despite our lack of... Sorry?
He's doing that himself mostly.
Yeah. I went then I put the dead body into the safe, and you're like,
What?
excuse me?
Yeah, I was afraid you would think I did it.
Despite our lack of hard information, this might be our only chance.
Reminder, we are quite
I was
past
about to say,
midnight, so this is,
Yeah.
yeah.
And we're kind of getting unfocused.
I'm not, and I'm always focused. Look at me,
look at me focusing.
being so focused.
That's only because you have a focusing lens on your eye.
Right. That's
You've
it for us.
discovered my secret. Sorry.
So sorry. We will continue this case next time for the thrilling, I think, thrilling conclusion of this case. I forgot the name of the case. So,
This case.
wait, I can see it right over here. The Stolen Turnabout. Nailed it.
Yeah.
Alright.
One
Thank you.
go.
Absolutely.
Unlike this
First
case.
time, every time.
First time, every time. Just, yeah. So just a long first time, that's all.
First round.
Have a
yeah.
good night, everyone.
Have a good night. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back next time.
With pink paint.
Pink paint.
Shockingly
Woo!
pink paint, even.
Shocking.